So this is just going to be another quick video talking about just how silly our culture is once again. I was downstairs earlier this evening with my grandfather watching some TV, and this commercial came on, and what it was a commercial advertising anti-depressant medication. And in the commercial they were talking about a partial response to the antidepressant medication. And that it was showing a woman talking about what a partial response is, and she was saying a partial response is where the antidepressant only partially helps with the depression. And when you have a partial response to your antidepressant, that means that you need more than just the antidepressant to help you completely heal your depression. And then it said that a further addition of chemicals and drugs is needed when an individual has a partial response to an antidepressant medication. So this lady was talking about if you take an antidepressant and it doesn't completely make everything beautiful and better, then you need to consider using more medications to further rid this depression. And what I want to talk about in this video is do you really think, realistically, that you can take a pill and be happy and joyous forever? You can take one pill or multiple pills because you have a partial response or whatever it is. Do you really think, realistically, maturely, responsibly, do you really think you can take a pill where you'll be happy forever and you can eat like shit, treat yourself like shit, have shitty routines, have shitty people around you, have a shitty, dirty, nasty environment, not do anything for yourself, not be nice, not be joyous, not go outside and get walks and exercise, and eat healthy and have good habits and develop hobbies and develop connections and genuine relationships with people? Do you really think you can just take a pill and then not do any of that shit, and because you're taking a pill you can be happy forever? Do you really think that's how life works? You know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming the culture and the system and the educational nonsense that is pushed on us. That's what we're taught. We're not taught to exercise, to eat healthy, to get outside, to develop genuine friends and genuine relationships, to keep a neat environment, to meditate, to inquire into our own psychology and look at ourselves and analyze ourselves and become curious about, why do I feel this way? Rather than just thinking, oh, I'm chemically imbalanced, my life is all fucked up, I need pills to be complete. Why not develop healthy, natural strategies and methods and tactics to work on yourself? A partial response to an antidepressant medication is the universe's way of saying, hey, you can't make everything better by a pill. Everything isn't going to be unicorns and rainbows when you take this chemical that was invented in the last 50 years. That's another thing, is everybody these days thinks they're depressed, anxious, suicidal, autistic, bipolar, neurodivergent, something or other. Everybody thinks they're chemically fucked. I have a chemical imbalance, I don't make enough serotonin, I don't make enough dopamine, I have too much of this, I have not enough of that. We've been alive for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and chemistry, which we think is the end-all be-all, the hero, the savior of our sadness and pain, has only been around for the past 100 years. The advanced chemistry that we have now has only been around for 100 to 200 years. Not even that. That's really giving it some more zest than it really deserves. That shit's only been around for 100 years. And we call these the tried and true methods that, oh, well, this will really help me out. You know what I mean? It's only been tried and true for 50 years. We've been alive for thousands of years. We've been experiencing hardship, pain, loss, grief, sadness, suffering for thousands of years, and we haven't always had chemicals and pills to chemically banish and blockade and band-aid all these feelings that we have, these natural feelings that we have. We were learning natural tactics, natural techniques and strategies to work on ourselves. Meditating, getting outside, exercising. Ayurveda in India is the science of life, where they believe that diseases start as a mental dis-ease. And what it comes down to is how you're treating your mind and how you're treating your body. If you're treating your body in a shitty way, that means that your mind is operating in a shitty way. Because if your mind was operating in a high state, you wouldn't be treating your body in a shitty way. So Ayurveda is about using all sorts of different natural herbs and seeds and spices and tinctures and oils and tonics and all these natural things that Gaia herself has provided to us to help us alleviate and act as remedies for our suffering, for our pain, for our dis-ease. We don't need chemicals to make us better. We don't need a synthetic pharmaceutical drug created in the last 20 years to find everlasting happiness. Because, in my last video talking about addiction, and renunciation and dependence and all these things, sure, a chemical might be able to give you a well-rounded feeling of well-being, but it's not going to last. It's not going to last. Chemicals come up and down. There's a half-life. There's a biological way that these things work, and the way they work is that they're not forever. They don't stick around. You have to take it every day, every week, every month, whatever it is. You have to keep ingesting this thing to keep yourself away from the root of the problem, which is that there's some sort of fuckery somewhere or other. That's the hard part, that we don't know how to sit down and face and look directly at of why am I not happy? What's going on? Why am I so upset? You know what I mean? It just bothered me you had a partial response to this antidepressant, meaning this antidepressant didn't completely banish your depression. So here, maybe we need more chemicals. No, we don't need more fucking chemicals. We don't need more chemicals. We need to start thinking clearly. We need to start thinking straight, loving more, loving others more, ourselves more. Silencing the mind. That's what meditation is learning how to just be here and not be lost in the hurricane of thinking. Just be here. Get outside, connect with nature, connect with Gaia, connect with the elements. Listen to what's around you, see what's around you, hear what's around you, connect with your immediate senses. Eat better, lighter foods that are more closer to earth and connected to Gaia. Not things that were harvested and cultivated in pain and in vain and evil. Treat your body well. Treat your environment well. Like I was saying in the beginning, do you really think you can live in a disgusting environment and put disgusting food in your body and be a disgusting person mentally in how you treat people, but think that you'll be happy if you take this chemical that the doctor gives you? Do you really think that's how it works? Like, honestly, I don't mean to be harsh or mean or criticize you or whatever, but seriously, do you really, like I said in the beginning, I'm not pointing a finger at you. I'm pointing a finger at the culture that is teaching this shit. They don't even consider that you need to be doing these other natural things to alleviate your pain. They're going right to chemicals. Oh, chemical imbalance, you need chemicals. You're chemically fucked up, you're sick, you have this, that, and the other, and need me to give you what you need to be happy. It's really bullshit. It's really bullshit. And I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a neurologist. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the shit works. I don't know how the brain works. I don't know how the chemicals work. Maybe there are people who have a chemical imbalance. In the same way that there are real, genuine disabilities, I think that can be the case for people. But when you're sad, and it's a perpetual state of sadness, don't jump right into thinking that you have a chemical imbalance and that you need anti-anxiety and antidepressants and anti-suffering, anti-samsara. You know, samsara is the wheel of life and death in Buddhism. What we're trying to get away from is the bullshit, the pain, the sadness, the suffering, the sorrow. But that's inherent and intrinsic in reality itself. So just because you're suffering doesn't mean you're fucked up. That's a very important point that I don't think we are coming to terms with in this era. We think we're fucked up. We think something's wrong with our brain. Because if it was all right, I would be happy always. We sure as hell want to be happy always. But who was the last person you met that was happy forever? When was the last time your happiness didn't go away? When was the last time your happiness and satisfaction wasn't dependent on something or other? Whether it be a chemical, or whether it be a person, or whether it be an amount of money, or a status, or whatever. What we're looking for is coming and going, you know? So I'm not trying to really trip out and really break all this shit down. I'm just trying to tell you, this commercial I saw was bullshit. It's stupid. The Western nonsense that we're all a part of is not helpful. Genuine helpful on a soulful level of help. They're looking at you as this chemical, neurological, electric thing that when you feel love, that's an electrical response, and you're nobody. You're nothing. You're nothing to this system that we live in. You're a thing that can give them money and go and work and make money so that you can give it to them because they've convinced you that you're sick and need them. They don't see you as a soul, as an existing being. They see you as this button-pushy thing that can be convinced of all this bullshit. I've heard it put that if you're not drinking enough water, if you're not eating healthy, if you're not making your bed, if you're not cleaning your environment, if you're not cleaning your body, if you're not going outside, getting exercise, thinking healthy thoughts, communicating with healthy and intelligent people, you're not giving yourself a standing chance at all to be happy. And that's what I'm saying. That's the main root of what was frustrating to me in that commercial, is that if you have a partial response to an antidepressant, where you take an antidepressant and it only kind of makes things better and things still seem weird, why the hell is our immediate thought, oh, you need more drugs, you don't have enough drugs, we need to put more drugs in you? Why isn't it, well, how are you living your life? What do you think when you first wake up? How do you treat people? When you look in the mirror, how do you feel? What do you do with your day? When you're bored, what do you do? What are your habits? What are your routines? How do you feel about the job you have? How do you feel about your significant other? How do you feel about your connection with your family and friends and stuff? What do you do? How do you live your life? Why the hell is that not the next alternative question and route of procedure? Why is that not the route that we go in when we give somebody a medication because we think that they're chemically imbalanced and this will make them better, and then they say, hey, it's not working? Why the hell do we think, oh, well, you need more drugs? You see, you just need more drugs because you're really fucked up. Why do we not consider that maybe it's how the person's living their life? So that's all I really got to say in this video. You're not fucked up. The way we live is what's fucked up, you know? So I hope you feel the energy and the vibe of what I had to share in this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. You're much more beautiful than you may feel in this moment. Namaste.